Aloha from the Garden Island of Kauai. It's Ronnie Margolis with eXp Realty and the Margolis Team. So which way is the market in Kauai heading anyway? Well, we're going to talk about the market. Here we are with our May update, and we'll find out when we do the numbers. Last month, we talked about the velocity increasing in the market, and you can see here, as the market has slowed from the summer of last year all the way up till January, sales were decreasing. Then all of a sudden, February, March, things started to pick up. And now for some reason, and this is true both on the Big Island and here on Kauai, fewer sales in April. This is the dollar volume. So you can see here at the end of April, $74 million transacted in April compared to 138 million just a year ago. Here's how that translates into the number of sales. And again, you can see this reflected, a lot of pickup in the sales, relatively speaking, in our small market in March, and then down again in April. Here you can see by district, right? So we have the east side, Kapa'a, the south side, Poipu, and Kaloa, Kalaheo, up on the verdant North Shore, here in our town core, Lihue, and way out on the west side, Waimea, where the Pacific Missile Range is located. Take a look at April's sales in Lihue. Hardly anything. It's the same situation as we talked about last month. We've got very, very low inventory. Let's take a look at the monthly comparison. Again, last year compared to this year, compared to last month. So up on the Northern District, we had 6 residential homes that sold in the month of April. A year ago, there were 10. Last month, there were 4. So you can see the markets on the island are separate in each zone of the island, as they're called, the 5 different zones. So let's take a look at condo sales. 4 condos sold in the month of April, same as the previous month, but a year ago, over twice as many. Let's take a look at land volume. Well, land volume actually is down, right? 9 parcels of land sold in March, only 6 in February. Let's switch streams and talk about the median price. Our price is going up, our price is going down. Again, it depends what part of the island you're on. So if we take a look at the median price here in April, right, for the month just completed, the median price of a home overall the island is up, right, 30%, from 1.2 million to 1.57 million. But that certainly doesn't mean that prices have gone up 30% on Kauai. And you can see how it's segmented. So again, on the west side in the Waimea district, the median price decreased from $1,052,000 to $750,000. In Kaloa, the median price went from $1.375 million last year to $2.2 million in April of this year. In Lihue, a year ago in April, the median price was $936. Well, the statistics can be misleading, right? Why is it 0? There were no homes sold last month in Lihue, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, the overall trend in the market is low inventory. And regardless of where you are in the United States, you're probably seeing a market that still is mostly affected by low inventory. Now, here on the east side of the island, where we tend to have the most amount of sales, because there's the most amount of inventory, the median price moved up just a little bit. And that is probably somewhat accurate in terms of the market. Prices are stable and in some areas continuing to move up. And this is fairly typical of the market in the islands in general. The prices continue to go up a little bit. And unlike some areas of the US where prices are sliding, that's not happening in Hawaii. And once again here, the prices on the North Shore, the median price is at $2.662 million. Now, our two resort markets, Hanalei on the North Shore, that's Kilauea, that's Princeville, all the way out to Hyena. And on the South Shore in the Kaloa area, that's Poipu. The median price has gone up because most of the transactions are quite expensive multi-million-dollar homes. And at this point in time, and who knows if that will change for any time soon, probably not, there are no homes for sale under $1 million. In some areas, there are no homes for sale under $2 million. And so that's the median price story. And lastly, let me continue and show you what's happening in terms of price volatility and the dynamics between buyers and sellers. So here, we're looking at the Market Glance 12-month summary, right? So this is telling us, this is a lot of last year's market, starting in December of 21, all the way up to November of last year. And obviously, as we've seen in terms of market velocity, there was a lot more business done last year. And take a look at this statistic. The final list price to sold price, meaning the home was listed at $1 million and island-wide, what was the discount or negotiating difference between what the sellers were asking and what buyers were paying? Now, sellers, of course, want to get 100%, or when the market was more frothy, bubbly back in March and April of last year, we had a lot of examples of multiple offers and a lot of transactions where the home sold for more than the home was listed for. Yet, on average, there was about a 5% reduction in terms of the list price to the sold price. Now, track forward, right? This is November of 2022. Let's take a look what happened, say, by February. Now, the list price compared to the sold price, there's a little more discount, we'll call it. The buyers getting some value in terms of a lower price, and the sellers having a need to become more flexible. And then track forward to now, the end of April, and look at this, 91.73%. So somewhere around 8% lower than the listing price. Well, what does this mean for a buyer? This means that in today's market, you have a smaller amount of inventory, and yet there's a smaller number of buyers, right? That's because interest rates have gone up significantly, and a lot of people are not able to afford what they could a year ago when interest rates were less than half of what they are today. And so there are fewer buyers in the market. So for you, as the buyer, you have much less competition. And when you think about the mindset of the buyer is going to tell their agent, hey, what kind of a discount do you think I can get on this? This house has been on the market for 45 days. Let's put an offer at X price. A year ago, the mindset of the buyer was, hey, agent, how much above the listed price do we need to come in to get this property? So the dynamics have changed. That doesn't mean you could wind up in a multiple offer situation, because some agents will price the properties lower to create this kind of bidding frenzy. Yet the multiple offer situation happens less frequently. And for sellers need to be aware that while the market is still going up, sellers must become more flexible. They can't push the market perhaps as much as they would like to or they would dream to. If you want to know a specific value of your property, we can send you a full property analysis, show you what's been selling in the area you're looking at, whether you live here or you're looking for a second home or vacation rental here, and see what the comparables are, see what's available, and give you the best counsel so that you're well informed and make a decision where you feel like you're getting the best value possible. Okay, that's it for the May update. This is Ron Margolis with the Margolis Team, eXp Realty. We look forward to seeing you on the beautiful Garden Island. Ahui ho.